You love. It's not for me to say. You love.
Hey nail fan, very quickly, I was able to find myself some flat, non-C-curve, half-cover square tips off of Amazon, and they seem to have applied okay. Like, I struggle with applying half-cover tips if they're crooked or they might be shooting up to the sky, but these actually applied really nicely. And there are 0 through 10 sizes and there's 500 pieces, so I thought I'd just quickly share that with you. Now, what I really want to introduce you to is this new brand that I recently discovered on Instagram. This is LDS and it's Lavis Dip Systems. They were kind enough to send me over 2 of their dip acrylic powders as well as 2 of their gel polishes. So I want to unbox and swatch these for you, and then we're going to get into a quick nail design. So this first one is a beautiful pink dip acrylic powder, and this is called I'm Blushing For You. I felt like this was a really pretty soft pink, and once you open the gorgeous and elegant packaging, you can see that there is a safety seal, and this safety seal was not coming off easily. So I really appreciate that, because sometimes, the safety seals can be a little bit loose, and as soon as you press it, it pops into the dip acrylic powder, and then there is a mess. So here is the second one, and my favorite color, guys. This is Lilac Garden. I've always wanted to do a purple set, like a lavender or a lilac set. And the fact that they actually sent this over to me, I'm so happy about that. And look at the size of that, guys. 1.5 ounce. This is going to last me forever. And coincidentally, the gel polishes are the exact same colors as the dip. So the gel polishes are Lilac Garden, and it's also I'm Blushing For You, and they package this nicely as well. And look at that cap. Can you see that the cap is actually the color of the gel polish, and it's branded with the name of the gel polish? I mean, how cool is that? The packaging is absolutely stunning. I've never seen packaging like this, and the color, oh my goodness, is so opaque, is so pigmented. It is a nice medium thickness. It's not too thick, not too thin. It was absolutely perfect. I'm really impressed with this brand. And here's the purple. Can you see? Can you see that one has like a purple shimmer to it, and the cap, the other one has a pink shimmer? I was so dumbfounded when I noticed that. People will really go to that extent to make sure that the packaging looks as good as it does. Just gives you that expectation that the product is going to be well. And once I swatched the purple and the pink, I definitely said to myself, what an outstanding brand this is. Okay, so I have my swatch sticks here, and I managed to get everything off. As you can look at these powders, you can see they're not clumping, they're not moving. Look at how fine they are. So they are not chalky at all. So let's go ahead and swatch these colors for you, and then we will get into the nail design. Now look at how easy that is going on to my swatch stick. It just looks just like icing. It was so easy to use. It just covered the entire swatch stick. I didn't have any creases. It wasn't pulling to the sides. It just went on really nicely. Absolutely gorgeous color, absolutely beautiful. I feel like it also self-leveled as well. So now let's move on to Lilac Garden, which is this beautiful purple and also my favorite color. And as you can see, I'm just gliding this on effortlessly, floating it on there, and it is on there. And I only used 1 coat of this. So that should tell you how beautiful and stunning these gel polishes are. And I'm not an affiliate. I'm not an ambassador. I don't get anything from this. They sent this over to me, and I'm really excited that I got to discover this brand. You'll be surprised how many small businesses out there, small brands out there that have such amazing products. Look at that beautiful color. All right, so I cured those under my UV lamp for 60 seconds, and now I'm going to move on to the dip powders. And I don't have any dip liquids from this brand, but I actually prefer to use base gel anyway. But I'm going to use some dip liquids that I have. And as you can see here, I'm dipping it into the dip acrylic powder. No clumping, no lumps, no bumps. Look at the jar. I feel like I could even get my 2XL inside there as well. And look at how even coverage that is. No lumps, no bumps, no giggles, no nothing. Beautiful, stunning product. Definitely recommend these dip acrylic powders. Gonna go ahead and move on to the next color here, which is that beautiful I'm Blushing For You pink. Gonna dip it in there as well. And as you can see, even though I dipped it at an angle and I might have gotten a little bit of clump to the side, once I dust off that excess and kind of pat that into place, it leveled itself right out. Look at that. Stunning, no streaks, no wet spots, complete coverage. Absolutely gorgeous colors. So here's a final look at those gel polishes with one coat coverage, guys. Absolutely beautiful. And then here are the dip acrylic powders. And I did go in with a second layer of that dip acrylic powder. And the color is stunning. No marbling, no swirling, no gaps, no nothing. Like, really impressed with these products. I really am, guys. So anywho, now let's move on to this fun nail design, and I am going to attempt, guys, to try to build an apex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the base gel and I'm just going to go to the center of the nail first. I'm not going to go all the way to the cuticle area, and I'm just going to go to the center of the nail, and I'm not going to go all the way to the side walls of this nail. And I'm hoping that I'm able to build an apex with base gel using this method. So I will put my center line, and then I will go ahead and pour the dip acrylic powder over and then move on to the next nail. All right, so now let's move on to our next finger, and this is the index finger, and I'm gonna go in with base gel over the entire nail because the nail design on this nail, as well as my pinky finger, is that I'm going to be doing a kind of marble design. What I like to do is apply base gel to the entire nail, and then while that nail is wet, I will take a fan brush and kind of sprinkle some of the dip acrylic powder diagonally onto the nail. Just kind of tap lightly onto the brush at an angle onto the nail, and that's going to give me that look of a kind of marble nail design. So once I have those two lines of the dip acrylic powder onto the nail, I will just tap off the excess powder by turning my finger upside down. You don't want to do it down because the powder could fall onto the rest of the wet base gel. Now, the remaining wet part of the base gel, I like to take a little bit of white gel liner and just kind of draw some lines onto the base gel and allow the line to kind of bloom. And that's going to give me the white part to this marble nail design. I'm also going to add in some of these gold flakes to this nail as well. So for some part of the nail that's still wet, I'll just take my wax tool or my wax pen and just kind of dot some of the gold flakes onto the wet base gel. And once I'm done, then I will give this a cure under my UV lamp for around 60 seconds. Moving on to my index finger as well as my ring finger, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing that I did on my thumb. I'm just going to go in with a layer of base gel down the center of the nail, not going all the way to the cuticle area, just to try to build an apex. Here's how the nails are looking, guys. This is just the first layer already done. So now that all of the fingers have been cured, I'm going to take my scrubbing brush here and just remove any of that excess powder that might be on top of the nail. Now we're going to move on to some additional layers to this nail. I'm going to go down the center of the nail once more again, just coming up slightly higher, closer to that cuticle area, and staying to the center of the nail. I'm not going to go all the way to the side walls, just a tiny little bit, inching my way over very slowly, and then pouring that dip acrylic powder over the nail again. In total, I am going to do about 5 layers of the base gel as well as the dip acrylic powder to be able to build an apex on this nail. It is a process of patience, but if you want to actually build a sensible apex using the base gel and dip acrylic method, I think you're definitely going to need 5, 6, possibly 7 layers onto the nail. And as you can see, it is kind of starting to grow just a little bit. So I thought I'd just show that it is possible to build an apex with dip acrylic powder and base gel, because I have done previous videos and I didn't really do an apex. So I thought I'd just be sure to demonstrate that it is possible to do. All right, here's how the nails are looking so far. We are slowly but surely getting there. We have a little bit of an apex, nothing too large, nothing too huge going on. Just dusting off the excess powder again. And now that we are getting pretty close to the cuticle area, now we can apply some base gel to that entire cuticle area and also to those side walls to kind of start to build those in. So by now I would have already done 2, 3 layers now, and now I'm ready to actually go into the 4th layer on to my nail. So as you can see here, I'm starting off at the cuticle area, and you don't want to fill out the cuticles with base gel, so just go underneath that cuticle area, apply it all the way down to the tip, and when you have most of that base gel off of the gel brush, then you can go back to the cuticle area, because by then some of the base gel would have kind of slide backwards, and now you can just level it out. All right, so here's how we're looking. We've done about 4 layers so far, and I feel like, I'm satisfied with how the structure is going. I could have gone in with at least 2 more layers, but I wanted to move on to the nail design of the video. I just wanted you to see just a little sneak peek that it is possible. So now that I've done those 4 layers and I'm removing the excess powder off of the nails, I'm going to go in with base gel and I'm going to go in with top gel. So I'm still adding more layers on to this nail, and I think the base gel and the top gel are just going to add a little bit of thickness and help me to achieve just a little bit more of an apex. So I'm going in with base gel. This is the final base gel layer. I'm not going in with any more dip acrylic powder, and I'm just covering the entire nail because I'm going to be going in with top coat and some nail art. I'm going to be using some of those white flowers like the cherry blossoms that I have been using, and I have some like gold little caviar beads, and I applied them on to my nails, doing like a little half side profile onto the thumb. So what I need to do is, now that all the nails are on, I need to shape them up just a little bit, remove that little excess to the tip of the nail, and then file on the side walls. And here's how the nails turned out. I think they turned out pretty okay. I did add a little bit of some Born Pretty reflective gel polish onto the purple, onto the marble, just to add a little bit more sparkle. All right, guys, here is my attempt at trying to do a little apex with some dip and base gel. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Thank you again to LDS for sending me these amazing products, and I will see you guys in the next video.